Let us consider an array whose length is 5. So n represents the length of the array and it is 5. So the array values are 10, 20, 7, 12 and 11. The program says that except the first element, all the other elements must be added to the previous value. So except the first element means first element will be the same. All the other elements must be added to the previous value. So 20 must be added to 10 and it will become 30. Okay. 7 will be added to 20. So it will be 27. 12 will be added to 7 and it should become 19. 11 will be added to 12 and it should be 23. So the output of the program must be 10, 30, 27, 19, 23. The program seems simple, but here the issue is, let us consider the array like this: 10, 20, 7, 12, 11. Okay. So having the index values, so let's say index, we'll have the index in blue color: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So currently the values in these index values are like this. So 10 you leave it, you start from index 1. So you add 20 to 10 and it becomes 30. 20 becomes 30. Next, when you come to index 2, the 20 is not there, it is lost, because in the place of 20, 30 is there. So if you are trying to add 7 to the previous value, you will get 37. But we don't want 37, but we want 27, right? So here comes the problem. We have to retain the state somewhere. Okay, we have to retain the state somewhere. So let us look at two approaches: approach 1 and approach 2. So in the first approach, okay, approach 1, we will not go in this direction. That is, we will not go from left to right. We will go from right to left. So let me explain. The values are 10, 20, 7, 12 and 11. So what you do is, we will navigate from index values 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? We will navigate from 4 to 1 because the first value is untouched. Okay. So we will start here, 4. What you do? Add 11 to 12, 23. Right? Now come to 3. What will you do? Add 12 to 7. You will get 19. Now come to 2. Add 7 to 20. You will get 27. Now come to index 1. Add 20 to 10. You will get 30. Now come to 0. Retain it as such or don't modify it at all. It will be 10. So now you get the desired output. Okay. So in this approach, you are going from right to left. You are going from right to left because we started with the index value 4, then you came to 3, then you came to 2, then you came to 1, and in all these steps you are adding with the previous index value and you got the desired output. So now let us look at approach 2, wherein we traverse from left to right. But just now we saw that when we are traversing from left to right, we lost the previous value. So how are you going to retain it? Simple. We will just have one variable called previous which will store the data. So let us consider this: 10, 20, 7, 12, 11. We are going to have the same index values 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? The only difference is we will have another variable called previous. So 10 you retain as such, don't touch it at all. If you are navigating from index 1 to 4, it is enough. So it will have 10. Now, when you are coming to 20, you are going to modify that, right? Assign 20 to previous. The previous value will be 20 because you are starting from 1. 0 you are not touching, you are retaining as such. In 20, store the value in previous and then add it with the previous value, right? So it will become 30, but the previous value is 20. So now you are coming to index 2. You have completed 1, you are coming to 2. Don't add 2 with the previous value because it would have changed. It would have become 30. Just add it to the previous. Okay. What is the previous value? 20. So 20 plus 7, 27. Now replace the previous with the value, whatever the current value before modifying it. So before adding 20 plus 7, just replace the previous. So it will be 7. Okay. So you are taking the backup here and then you are adding the sum and you are modifying that. Now you are coming here. So what is the sum? 7 plus 12, it is 19. So after doing this, okay, you replace this 12 here. So now when you are coming to 11, whatever the value here plus the previous, it is 23. So now you have again got the desired output. Here the only thing is we are maintaining one more variable called previous to retain the state. Okay. So let us look at both these approaches in C programming language. So now let us accept n, which represents the size of the array. So now we will declare the array, okay, array of n, and you will accept the input values. Okay. So for int index is equal to 0, index less than n, index plus plus. Okay. So we are going to accept the input value %d ampersand array of index. Okay. So now we have accepted the input value. The first value is untouched. Okay. So we are not going to touch that at all. So we will go from int index is equal to, what is the last value? Last value will be n minus 1. The index of the last value will be n minus 1. Index, because we are going from a larger index to smaller index. So index greater than or equal to 0, index minus minus. You should not say index plus plus because we are going from a larger to smaller value. Okay. So now we have to modify the value there. So array of index is equal to array of index minus 1. Index minus 1 means the previous value. Okay. Index minus 1, you have to add that value itself. Okay. So what you are doing is you are saying plus is equal to, this is equivalent to array of index plus array of index minus 1. So as a shortcut notation, okay, you can say plus is equal to array of index minus 1. But the first value will not have the previous value and we are not going to modify. So here array of index greater than or equal to 1, because the first index, the index 0, will not have any previous value. So you should not make the mistake of saying index greater than or equal to 0, but you should start from the second value and we have to add, right? So index should go till 1 because index 1 means the second value. Okay. So now we are going to print all the values. Okay. Index is equal to 0, index less than n, index plus plus, we are going to print with a space. So now let us execute the program. So we are going to give 5 input values. We are going to give 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So the first value is retained as such. 10 plus 20 is equal to 30, 30 plus 20 is equal to 50, 40 plus 30 is equal to 70, and 40 plus 50, that is 50 plus 40 is equal to 90. So you have got the desired output. So this is actually the first approach where you are going from the right to left. Okay. Now let us look at the approach where we are going to use a previous value, right? So we will modify this part alone. So accepting the input and printing is going to be the same thing. So all we will do is we will declare one more int variable called previous, right? So what we are going to do is we are going from int index is equal to first index, index less than n, index plus plus. So here you have to say array of index, okay, plus is equal to previous. Now the initialization of the previous is very important. Okay. So initially, to begin with, int previous is equal to array of 0, the first value you are going to store in the previous. Next, we have to take a backup of the current index because it will be modified. Okay. So, int current, okay, current val, that is current value of the element in the array equal to array of index. You have to take the backup. Okay. Then you have to say array of index plus previous, because the current value backup should be set as the value of previous after that. So, previous is equal to current val. Because if you are saying previous is equal to current val here, it is overwritten. So, you have to make use of the previous, and then after that you have to say previous is equal to current val. So, here you are taking the backup, you are using it to add, okay, the current array index value you are doing that, then you are modifying that, then you are setting that to previous. So, now let us execute the program. So, it is giving the error because already we have declared the previous here. So, we can remove that here actually. So, we are giving the input 5 values 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So, it is giving the desired output because 10 is retained, 20 plus 10 30, 30 plus 10, 20 50, 40 plus 30 70 and 50 plus 40 90. Let us give one more example. So, here we are going to use 6 values 45, 10, 5, 4, 12, 90. Okay, we have given 6 values. So, 45 is retained as such, 10 plus 45 55, 5 plus 10 15, 4 plus 5 9, 12 plus 4 16 and 90 plus 12 1 or 2. So, the program works fine. So, here we just now saw the concept of how to retain a previous value when the value itself is getting modified. So, there are two approaches. One is you are going from right to left. The first approach was easy and simple, okay, but it may not work always, okay. So, at that time you have to take the backup of the current value, modify the current value and then store it in something called previous state and then make use of it. And based on that, you please try out these programs. Thanks for watching.